great we've got planned. Can you please put your hands together and welcome to the stage a guy I just met this evening. He's really wanted to jump up and do some comedy, Matty the Mouth. It's not really anything.
That is really my name. Lord Matty of the House Mouth. Bobby, you filming this? Shit, yeah. So I read recently that they found a dead body next to the cemetery, and I thought, that's convenient. Roll it on and over into the grave, an early knockoff for the Undertaker.
Yep.
That's right. So I've got a few anecdotes to share with all of you. One of my favourite ones was during high school ancient history class. We were supposed to be researching something about ancient China. I can't remember if it was the Tang dynasty or the Wang dynasty or the Ming dynasty, but it was around that time period. And there was a book on the shelf, and it's called The Age of Analysis. But somebody had put the Dewey Decimal sticker down the letters YSIS down the spine. So when it sat there with all the other books, it said The Age of Anal. So 5 sets of sex-starved teenage eyes just zeroed in on it at once. We're all lost for words, and then I was the one that broke the silence when I said, that's got to be about ancient Greece. But yeah, advertising is such bullshit.
Fuck the Greeks.
Well, yeah, up the back door. So advertising is such bullshit. I saw some billboard ad for a hotel, and it said our hotel rooms will put you to sleep. It's like, well, I fucking hope so. I'm not going to pay $100 a night for a hard concrete floor and a bloody elephant roaring in the background. Yeah, you see some shit advertising, like there's this new company of engine oil on the market called Sinopec, and their claim to why you should buy it is made for Australia. I thought, why? Because we drive cars? Made for Australia or anyone else who wants to buy it. And even the name, Sinopec, like Chinese petroleum company, doesn't sound very Australian. If they were wanting to do this shameless appeal to false patriotism, why didn't they call it Aussie Lube? That's a name that'll take off. Hey, Bob, did you service that Hilux? Yeah. Did you use Aussie Lube? Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, I like that World Cup reference earlier. I knew Brazil was going to choke at the World Cup. I knew that even if they did make it to the final, they'd lose because their best player, Neymar, was going to be busy getting his hair done and filming a Beats by Dr. Dre commercial. So another anal sex related anecdote from high school I'd like to share was in the summer of 2000, there was me and 4 other teenage boys in a boat, so this story already can't get any more gay. And we rowed a few k's upstream, and there were 2 coaches. One coach had to go back to land, and the other coach left us alone, bad move, and said he'd come back soon when he dropped off the second coach. So he goes, we start skylarking around, decide to go for a swim, but one by one, because you can't all jump in and the boat will just float away. So the first guy takes his clothes off, jumps in the water, has a satisfying swim, gets out, and he has to get back in a fairly delicate sort of way because a competitive rowing boat's not the most stable of craft. So he has to sort of stand there bent over with the oars between his knees, naked, and as he's doing that, the next guy behind him stands up and takes his pants off, and that's just when the coach comes around the bend in the river and sees this, sails his boat up, totally outraged, and just breaks the silence with, "Alright, who's been bum fucking this guy?" And I mean, coach, I would have thought that was pretty obvious, The guy standing behind him with his pants down, he's obviously the culprit. Final joke I've got to share with you all is just that I'm really sick of how often people say the word basically. People say it all the fucking time. Like, it doesn't make a sentence any easier to understand. They give you this long-winded, jargon-heavy technical explanation of something that rambles on for 6.5 minutes, but they think it's okay because it starts with basically, and you just want to say to them, man, lucky you said basically at the start of that, or it all just would have gone right over my head. I heard on the radio in last cyclone season, because I live up north, and they were warning that There's a cyclone approaching. It's moving south-southeast at a speed of 227 knots. The barometer's dropped right down to 888. And it's expected to make landfall 12 kilometres south-southwest of Tully sometime between 3:10 and 3:15 this morning. I thought, that's not a basic explanation. That's a pretty fucking detailed explanation of the cyclone storm path. If you want to talk basically, just say, basically there's a big fucking storm on the way, so tie all your shit down. Thanks, you've been a great crowd.